Hello, this is Aaron Bowen, one of your librarians in the Merriam Library at California State University, Chico. This video is the first of two on the topic of scholarship. The first video considers the question, what is scholarship? And the second covers the Merriam Library's What is a Scholarly Article handout. Definitions of scholarship will vary, but in general, if an article meets the following three criteria, you can safely consider it a scholarly article. 1. A scholarly article will have a scientific structure, meaning it will have some variation on the following sequence of elements. It will begin with the article's bibliographic information: title, author, journal where it was published, publication date, and corresponding volume and issue numbers. There is often an abstract to give a paragraph-long summary of what the article is about, as well as keywords or subject headings to identify what the article is about. The text of the article itself will begin with an introduction. The introduction will be followed by a literature review, where the authors present the existing literature on their topic and discuss how their research fits into the existing literature. The authors will also include a methodology section, where they discuss how they designed and approached their research, and why they chose to do so in the way that they did, as opposed to one or more alternate approaches. From there, they'll present the experimentation in which they engaged, the results of that experimentation, and a discussion of those results. The article will finish with a conclusion. Also to be considered scholarly, an article must be published, and through publication be made available to be read, shared, cited, and critiqued. There is an open dialogue taking place on whether information posted to the free web may be considered scholarly or not. As of yet, there is little consensus on this question. The Merriam Library's Databases versus the Web video offers additional information on the nature of online publication. Last but not least, a scholarly article is typically put through a peer review process, where the article is vetted for publication by experts in the field. These experts play a critical role in deciding what gets published as a scholarly article and what doesn't. The process begins when an author, I'll use myself as an example, writes an article and submits it to a peer-reviewed journal. The editor of that journal then removes my name to ensure anonymity and releases it to typically 2 or 3 blind peer reviewers. The editor has identified these reviewers as experts in the field to which the journal is dedicated. Different editors have different ways of defining an expert in the field. These reviewers read my article and write back to the editor saying one of 3 things. 1. The article is a good candidate for publication in this journal. 2. The article is a potential candidate for publication in this journal if the author makes certain revisions. Sometimes it takes several rounds of revisions to make an article suitable for publication. 3. The article is not a good candidate for publication and should not receive further consideration for this journal. The editor then makes a decision to publish or not publish the article based in part upon the reviewer's critiques. This vetting process typically ensures a stronger degree of authority to the information published in peer-reviewed journals. As noted at the beginning, definitions of scholarship will vary, but an article that meets the criteria outlined in this video may almost always be safely considered a scholarly article. One final point. Although this video has focused on understanding scholarship in articles, many of the points are applicable to books, videos, magazines, newspapers, websites, and other types of media as well. You will find that scholarly books, for example, are less rigid in terms of following a formal structure, but still present one or more theses and academic analysis and discussion of those theses. Now that you have a sense of what scholarship is, you can watch the second video in this series to find out if an article you've found is scholarly or not. You can find the second video under the Evaluating Information tab on this page.